Welcome everybody to the music show, and I'm Ray Braselton, your host.
And I'm Nick Rita, co-host.
Glad to have you with us today. We have Wingman today with you. It's a classic rock group.
A trio.
Right. And one that's actually a drummer, bass player, and a guitarist, lead guitarist.
And they all do vocals.
And they all do vocals. And some pretty good harmony.
Yeah.
And it's a group that I think the kind of rock they do is not particularly the kind of rock that I'm used to that much. But people like Leonard Skinner, what are some of the other people? Can you remember?
Leonard Skinner.
And Leonard Skinner.
Who else did they mention?
But,
I forget now.
But that kind of group they represent, Southern rock. And, but they also do a lot of regular old classic rock and contemporary. Do a little country once in a while.
They don't do any on this program.
Not
today,
not today, they didn't.
So,
no. But they said that they do.
Right. It'd be okay if they wanted to.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a problem. We've had country groups on the show before, so. But just think that it would be a nice group to think about for hire for any kind of a. They're from Wellsville originally.
They just moved up into Fairport.
And they do hire out in the Wellsville area, but it's a long distance. Going out that way, they're looking for
to establish something
in this area, and they are just definitely the type of group. I guess there was a story about they were backing up another group, well-known group, six-piece group in I forget where, somewhere here in Rochester, and they got a big applause for sounding as full as the sixth group, just because of the amount of vocals they do. Harmonies and everything. But so they're on the show today, and we will talk a little bit again about how they met and all the. We'll be doing a showcase with some unique instruments that they brought along. So we'll get to see those instruments.
And and we'll actually have the round table as we usually do.
And Uncle Nick's Corner. And all and a real good interview with them. So you might stick in there and see what you think about this show. I think you'll really like this group. They're a hot group.
Yeah, you don't want to be touching that dial now.
No, don't ever.
Sure.
Unless it's turning towards us. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.
Hi, we're Wingman from Fairport. We'd like to start off with a song of our own. This is called Once Again. I packed my bags, made my getaway, and went to stay with friends that live 100 miles away from the place where my troubles never end. I took my leave of absence, and I put my plans on hold. I'm gonna find out who I am and put my life back in control. Once again in my life, there comes a time to make things right and get my life together once again. Well, I'm not too fond of leaving, and I'm not the one who runs away. I am in for the duration, or runner who will win this race. But when things get too heavy and they start to wear my mind, I just find a place that's quiet and I give myself some time. Once again in my life, there comes a time to make things right and get my life together once again. Ah, yeah. In my life, there comes a time to make things right and get my life together once again. Well, the time away has been well spent. I am claiming the victory. The dust is finally settled, and now I clearly see when this world's confusion tries to dominate my life, I can throw away the darkness I'm setting my sights on high. Once again in my life, there comes a time to make things right and get my life together once again. Once again in my life, there comes a time to make things right and get my life together once again. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome again to the interview segment of our show, the music show. And we have a great band here for you, rock and roll band, lots of rock and roll. It's yeah. And you want to start out introducing yourself?
My name is Court Dunham. I play guitar and do the majority of vocals.
My name is Dan Dunham. I am the drummer, Court's son, and do a majority of the harmony parts.
My name is Tony Cicerello. I play bass, making a little attempt at singing as well.
He does a good job of singing. You
Thank
really
you.
do. Well, you guys are, I know you've been together for a little while. You're all from the Wellsville area?
Yeah. Yeah. We been together about, this would be the 4th year I think we're into right now. It kind of stemmed from my solo gig I had back in 2003, and it slowly built up with a drummer. Then we got Tony in the band with us, and then grew from that. And then Tony left Wellsville on us, and
What did you do, follow him?
yeah, well, it took us a little while, but Tony came up in 2006, I think it was, wasn't it, Tony, then?
2005.
2005, yeah. And so that made it a little tougher for us to get together and rehearse and everything. And then my wife got a job up here in last fall, and then Dan came up with her, and I was getting things ready to move up here, and I moved up in December. So now we're all up here in Fairport area.
Okay, so in fact, you've played out for quite a while in the Wellsville area.
Yeah, yeah.
And where is Wellsville? That's
It's 2 hours south of here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 11 miles from the Pennsylvania border.
So actually, I know you even go back there once in a while to do a couple of gigs here and there, but you're really probably looking for something more in this area.
Yeah,
And, being new to the area, we want to get you out there so people know who you are and what
Right.
you do. And boy, are we doing this on this show! Wow, you're doing a great job, guys. Yeah. By the way, Tony. How did you meet Tony, anyhow?
Well, we both worked at Dresser-Rand at the time in Wellsville. It's a steam turbine division, Wellsville Steam Turbine Division, and and I should say that Tony was running sound for a band that I had left in '93. He joined up shortly thereafter I had left, and so we had a little common ground, talked about stuff, and really didn't know that he was playing bass until somebody in the vicinity said, "Hey, yeah, Tony, he plays bass." And so we were looking for a bass player at the time, and recruited him. I kind of twisted his arm a bit.
Good,
And said,
good. I'm glad you did. We got him on the
Yeah.
show that way.
It was a lot of fun. We started out the first night, we just kind of, like Court said, he was doing an open mic solo thing, and he had the drummer going, and we went out and had, I don't know, maybe 10 songs the first night,
Maybe,
and then the
yeah.
next week it was 20. Then
Yeah.
by a few weeks it was a full set list, and we were rolling.
And where did you find this drummer guy?
Ever since he was 18 months old.
Oh boy, here we go again.
You guys, I'll
Yeah,
tell
I
you.
won't embarrass you with that.
It's okay.
listening to you sing, you two, father and son, do very well together. I mean,
Thank you.
singing the harmony, it's like your other voice. I mean, it's like you're one. You're very good. And really, Tony, I want to tell you, you do better. You don't give yourself enough credit. Boy, you have add so much. You got 3-part harmony here sometimes, and it makes you sound like a big band. And it's very, and the kind of music you do. What would you call the kind of music?
It's very much classic rock, you know, and we do throw in some older country too. We, you know, a little bit some newer stuff too. Not a lot at all, but you know, down in the southern tier, you know, for a lot of times, you know, the people are so mixed in their choice of music that we have to throw some in. And, you know,
of course. What kind of music? I mean, what kind of rock? You said classic rock.
Classic rock.
Sounds almost like a different type of classic rock than I'm used to.
Well, of course, it's like
what kind
Skinner.
of groups? Yeah, that's
Skinner is Cream or Clapton kind of stuff, and nothing in the heavy metal end of things much, but you know, it's
mostly pre-80s. I guess you date it for the most
Seeger
part.
and
Seeger,
you know, of course, we get asked questions. We could name, you know, do a set list of 4 hours in the night, and then someone asks, "Hey, what do you play?" I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Well, you guys did a good job with your first song. I know you got a show to do here, and we have some interesting stuff coming up too with the interesting showcase. Before we go any further, you have a website or email or anything that people can contact you?
We do have a MySpace page. It's myspace.com. The URL is Wingman Rock and Roll, and you can email us at wingman.cicerello.com.
And the MySpace, it would be myspace.com and then the slash and
correct
and Wingman
Wingman Rock and Roll, all one word.
Right.
Rock
and roll. Well, thank you guys. Let's keep on going and stay tuned for the rest of the show, everybody. Hang in there.
This is a Dave Mason song. It's called "Feelin' Alright." Was done originally by Traffic, later on by Joe Cocker and Three Dog Night and numerous other people. It's kind of a jam song of our own, and we're just going to kind of make it our own thing right now. Changing scene. Every night I have the strangest dreams, imprisoned by the way it could have been. Left here on my own, so it seems. I got to leave before I start to scream. Now someone locked the door, they took the key. You feel alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Well, you're feeling alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Boy, you sure took me for one big ride. And even now I sit and I wonder why. And when I think of you, well, I start to cry. I just can't waste my time, I must keep trying. I gotta stop believing in all your lies, 'cause there's so much you'll do before I die. Well, you're feeling alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Well, you're feeling alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Don't you get too lost in all I say, 'cause at that time I really felt that way. Well, that was then and now it's today. I can't get up here, so I guess that I'm here to stay. Till someone comes along, they take my place with a different name and yes, a different face. It's been alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Well, it's been alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Yeah, I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling so good myself. Well, I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling so good myself.
Welcome to the showcase, instrument showcase segment of our show. I'm Ray Braselton, your host.
And I'm Nick Rita, co-host. I'm here today with the showcase. I'm usually not here for the showcase.
Glad you could be with us, Nick.
That's glad to be able to be with you.
Uncle Nick on the showcase segment. Look, everybody I think knows Court and Tony, both from our group that's been on with us today, which is called
Wingman?
Thank you. I had a momentary loss of
Senior moment.
memory, right? But just thought we had some interesting guitars, or I should say, Court. I think. Oh no, you have one too. Tony's got one interesting guitar, and they said you might want to put these on the show. They're different. So, Court, why don't you start with us with this guitar here and tell us how you acquired it, and you know how old it is, and how you made it, and what's unique about it. And
yeah, the thing that really is unique, the only thing unique about it is I had a neck that a friend had given me, which the scale wise wouldn't fit on any of my other bodies, and I've got tons of stuff, you know, parts laying around, and I had some pickups and things in general. Well, the last job I worked at, there was a bookshelf in the back that was probably a 5-foot piece of mahogany. And I saw that, and they were going to get rid of it. So I asked them if I could have it. And I'm sorry. And so what I did is I cut the neck pocket out and the pickups and routed for the wiring channels, and routed out this and just put it together just so I could have some place for the parts to be on instead of just laying around.
So, yeah, it's tough to play when the parts are just hanging out in space.
Well. I've got too many guitars anyway, so I won't go too far into that. But it was basically some place I could take and put that with all in one spot and have an actual working guitar, which isn't very nice, really.
Where'd you say the neck came from?
From a Fender Music Master. It's a March 1966 vintage. And then the pickups are from a Fender Dual Sonic, 1957.
And the body you said was made from a mahogany table?
Yeah, a bookshelf.
Yeah.
So plank.
What year was that table made?
Oh, probably 1909.
And it plays pretty good, you said.
It does. It's real easy to play. I should probably use it today.
Well, how about the pickups? What are the pickups again?
They're from a 1957 vintage. It's low output, but it's a nice sounding tonality to it.
Well, that's a little different.
Yeah.
You know, these days, some of the vintage parts are worth almost as much as guitars used to be. Like if somebody has a guitar that's going to be worth $10,000, they're not opposed to paying $1,000 for a pickup just to make it authentic. So,
right. Yeah.
You know, as far as worth is concerned, you never know.
Yeah. Of course, my younger days, I was, give me the hammer and chisel, cut the hole out of there. And
okay, what you got here?
This, I believe, is a Stoneman. if I'm accurate in saying that this who made this guitar, he's out of Bradford, PA, and he had made quite a few instruments in the area, sold them through the music stores in the Southern Tier, and it looks like his work. My brother had a bass that was made by him also, and you look at some of the characteristics of it, and it's many pieces to it. You know, the neck's probably a 4-piece neck, and it's
glued in right now.
Can you hold it so the camera can see the?
Yeah, turn it to the back.
Yes.
Too also. Nice maple.
Yeah. That's a nice.
Is that mahogany too, or is that cherry?
I think it might be walnut, but
walnut. You're right.
And then kind of like this figured, maple here.
Figured maple is beautiful.
It's real. It's nice, and I had to change the electronics out of it because it was real difficult for me to play. But I then again put some other pickups on it. And
you said these are Gibsons.
Gibson pickups, yeah, and bolted it right into the wood, and boy, it's got a unique sound to it.
It's got to have a lot of sustain.
It does.
Of the wood.
It does.
That bridge combination.
Hold it up so they can
the fine tuners on the bridge. Of course, I use telephone wire for guitar strings. So when you try to fine tune these here, it's pretty much impossible now to get anything movement on it. But it's just because of my preference of heavy gauge strings.
Later on at the round table, maybe we'll talk a little bit about the gauge strings that you use.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's small enough you can carry it like. To go camping with you, or carry in the backpack with you, or it's interesting.
Well, I'm tight for space, yeah.
Yeah, right. Now you can get these little tiny mini amplifiers because we sell them over Braselton's Music in Marion, New York. I never plug my show, but my place, but I'd have to today.
I can.
Yes, you can. But this is you can get little mini amps for them, and it'd be perfect. They're just that size, and they plug in with and use batteries, and you can take them anywhere. So that'd be perfect for something like that.
Yeah.
And what's there's no the name again is
Stoneman. Stoneman. I believe is the maker of that.
And then Tony, you've got a very, very interesting
there's not a lot of history behind this, but it was the first one, only one I've ever seen. It's a 4-string bass with a resonator in it. And I hadn't seen one before I picked this up, and I haven't seen one since. I've looked for information on the internet. I've seen the 6-string version and the value of it, but I've yet to find it. I actually picked this up, not to plug another store, but down at Buzzo's, down at Buzzo's in Geneseo. The only information he had for me was that these were real popular in the mid-90s, and they were popular one day, and the next day they were gone, and he had bought a surplus of them. So he's probably still got them down there if you're interested.
There you go.
But it's sounds great acoustic. I have used it actually for a while before Dan joined our group. Our old drummer had left, and Court and I were doing an acoustic act for a little while, and that's kind of why I got it to start with. And I enjoy playing it. It's a short scale, so after you play the electric, I'll find myself doing a 5-fret stretch every now and then. But it's it sounds great, and the pickup sounds really good.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you about.
The pickup sounds fantastic.
That came with the guitar.
And it was built right in, and that was what really sold me on the guitar.
Yeah.
When I plugged it in and played it, it was just.
I don't know if you probably couldn't hear it though, right? To the.
Give it a try.
I don't know.
Play a little bit.
Got a acoustic sound, acoustic bass.
It does,
sound.
and I just said whenever you've got it plugged in, you got to be careful because this resonator is like just a giant wind tunnel. You turn towards the amp.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what you did wrong.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I've seen some dobros that had the 4 strings, tenor guitar dobros and mandolin dobros.
Yes,
but
never
I think
a bass.
I don't know why we've never seen it, but we've never seen it.
Fender makes me think Guys, thanks so much for bringing them to our attention, and it's always fun to see something a little bit different. And this is really so. You actually. You got a name for this?
Yeah, it's just the other than the Fender Music Master.
Frank N. Stein.
Yeah, Frank N. Stein. That's these things are real good for the the barroom brawls.
There you go.
You don't worry about hurting them too bad.
Thanks again. And look, stay tuned, everybody, because we have a lot more
show
coming.
Yes.
And of course, don't miss our round table at the end, and Uncle Nick's Corner and all that good stuff. We'll see you in a bit.
This is a song by Spirit from 1967, a song called I Got a Line on You. Let me take you, baby, down to the riverbed. Got to tell you something, go right to your head. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. Now put your arms around me with every bit of your love. 'Cause you know what to do when I make love to you. Got to have love to get me through this time. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. You know I worked all summer, the summer she's coming on strong. Yeah, I can love you, love you, love you, love you all year long. Yeah, I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line. I got a line on you. I got a line on you, babe. I got a line on you, babe.
Hi, you caught me practicing again. That's a rare thing these days. You know, it's interesting. People think, if you're teaching guitar, you're playing a lot. But I know what happens in my case. I have to really carve out time in order to practice because, with 30 or so students a week, you're spending a lot of time teaching. And when you're teaching, you're not always playing the things that are good for you to advance. A little bit later in another segment, I'm going to do a little bit on advancing and being where you are and what to work on. But today what I wanted to talk about are those 2-5-1 chords. Now in a lot of music, jazz especially, that progression, that 2-5-1 is one that you hear all over the place. Certain songs have 2-5-1s and repeat them in different keys, and you hear them all the time. But in the key of, let's say the key of C, I have a D minor 7, then I go to a G7, and then I can go to a C major 7. That was a 2-5-1. And those are just basic 4-note chords. Now those 4-note chords, I think I covered one time before, but it would behoove us. I love that word, behoove. And if you hear me use it, sit up and take notice, because it's a really favorite word of mine. But anyway, it would behoove us to look at those again if I did look at them before. Let's take, for instance, a chord form where we have the root on the 6th string. I'm going to have the 7th on the 4th string, the 3rd on the 3rd string, and the 5th on the 2nd string. This is a G major 7. I have G, F sharp, B, D. That gives us the G major 7. Now, if I wanted to spell a G dominant 7 chord, or any dominant 7 chord, and I wanted to spell it from using that 1, 3, 5, 7 way of doing it, I would talk about that chord being a 1, 3, 5 flat 7. And like I said, on the 3rd string or the 4th string, I have that F sharp. If I flat that, make it an F natural, it becomes a G 7. Likewise, I can spell a minor 7 chord by thinking about flatting the 7th, but also flatting the 3rd. The 3rd and the 7th in a chord are very important. The 7th will give it the bite, whether it's a major 7. Here's a major 7. Here's a dominant 7. But the 3rd, if we flat it, gives us a tonality. So in other words, now it's no longer a major or a dominant sounding chord. It's a minor sounding chord. So those are the 3 that I can derive from there. There's 2 others I can derive, but for today's discussion, all we want to really look at are those 3. We want to look at a major 7, dominant 7, and a minor 7. And I'm going to do that a little quicker on other sets of strings. For instance, if I do the inside 4 strings, I have 1, 5, 7, 3. In this case, it's a C major 7. This being on the 3rd string being the 7, I could flat that and get it a C dominant 7. And if I flat the 3rd, I have a C major 7. On the first set of 3 strings, I have a similar pattern, 1, 5, 7, 3. And again, if I flat the 7 and bring it down here, it's a dominant 7. This happens to be the F dominant 7. Now, if I flat the 3rd, I have an F minor 7. Notice on those chords, I never used any open strings. In some instances, I can use an open string if, for instance, I'm using an E minor 7 and I want to play the low E. Or if I bring that up here to an A minor 7 and play the A, that works. But in general, all of these have just closed strings. Whenever we have that, whether it be a power chord, a bar chord, or these 4-note configurations, we can move them and they become other chords based on whatever the root would be. For instance, here's a G major 7, A major 7, B major 7. Now, if you did the math on this, we have 3 different chord forms. Technically, we can get it anywhere on the fingerboard. Gives us 12 different chords. 12 times 3 is 36. That's 36 different chords that you can play. It would seem an insurmountable chore to try to memorize all those, but there's always a way. If you take and bring little bites out of it and use it on the fingerboard. And when I'm talking about back to that 2-5-1 situation. Now in this case, I can pick any key and start with any chord form and go a 2-5-1. In this case, what I want to do is start on the A minor 7. Now if you do the math on that, you'll find out, you'll think, okay, A minor 7, if that's a 2, what would be the 1? Well, we go down a half step or a whole step, G major 7. So we're going to go from the A minor 7 to a G major 7. But in between, we're going to put a 5 chord. What would the 5 chord? What is the 5 chord for a G major 7 or in the G key of G, it would be a D7. So I'm starting out with this one form here, an A minor 7, and I'm going to go up to this D dominant 7 on the 5th fret. Then I'm going to go down to the G major 7, and I'm going to give one measure each to the 2 to 5, but on the 1 I'm going to give that 2. Now, to spread this out a little bit more and give you some kind of a little exercise to work on, I could then on the next measure change that to a G minor 7, which would now put me in the key of F, right? Here's where I'm going to go. So G minor 7, C major 7, F major 7. Notice I'm running out of fingerboard here. So if I wanted to, I could make a change, 3, 4, and now I'm using that other form, the one that's a 1, 2, 3, for the major 7. I'm going to turn that into a minor 7. It's going to be an F minor 7. That's put me in the key of E flat. The chord that I want to play there is a B flat 7 for the 5. And then I can play a E major 7 or E flat major 7. Then if I wanted to, and keep in mind I can move these any way I want. I'm just picking out a way that I would be doing it as I think it. I'm now going to transfer up to here, that E flat major 7. E flat minor 7 is going to put us in the key of D flat, and while this sounds like a lot as you get to it, as you look at it, it's really not, because the number 5 is an A flat 7. Then I'm going to go to a D flat major. Now we're going to go to that D flat major, but we have a weirdness happening there. So just stay with me on this. Now we're going to change this to a C sharp minor 7. It's the same thing, but now we're going to be in the key of B. And in the key of B, we have a C sharp minor 7, F sharp 7, B. And I'm going to change up to here. Then I'm going to go to the key of A, B minor 7, E7, yes, A major, and voila, we're back to the A minor 7. What we actually did there, we did 2 5-1s, and we dropped it 1 step each time we did it. Now, if we started that 1 fret higher, we'd come up with other keys, similar keys, a little different, give us a little different perspective. If we started with 1 half step lower, 1 fret lower, we'd also get a different perspective on that. And that's what guitar is, really. It's just a matter of perspective, where you're looking from. The 2-5-1, again, is a very, very usual thing, the thing that you see quite a bit. In another session in the future, I plan on doing substitution. So instead of, like, say, here's a D minor 7, G7, C major 7. I could put this, which is a D minor 9, and then I can go to this, D minor 9, and then, I'm sorry, I played the wrong chord, D minor 9, G7 with a flat 9, then a C6 9. Those are just substitutes. But we'll go into some of those substitutes and see some of the other things that we can do with that. But until next time, this is Uncle Nick saying, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
This is a song of our own. This is called Midnight Radio. Asleep in the back seat of my car, so tired and I don't care where we are. The radio's playing soft and low. It's not important to me. Said I hear a song I've gotta know. Who sings the melody? Yeah, I heard a song on the midnight radio. Hey, Mr. DJ, won't you tell me who it is? I wanna know. Your signal's coming through loud and clear, but there's one song I've gotta hear tonight. Well, time goes by and I think I hear the song again. I hit the dial, but I always catch it near the end. I call the man at the radio. He gets annoyed with me. He played that song just a minute ago. How hard can it be? Yeah, I heard a song on the midnight radio. Hey, Mr. DJ, won't you tell me who it is? I wanna know. Driving home from a late night show with a band. The only station I can get is coming in bad. I'm gonna turn down the radio. It's not important to me. Then I hear a song I've gotta know. Who sings the melody? Yeah, I heard a song on the midnight radio. Hey, Mr. DJ, won't you tell me who it is? I wanna know. Your signal's coming through loud and clear, but there's one song I gotta hear tonight. Yeah, tonight. I heard a song on the midnight radio. Hey, Mr. DJ, won't you tell me who it is? I wanna know. Your signal's coming through loud and clear, but there's one song I've gotta hear tonight. Yeah, tonight. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Glad to have you back with us here at the round table for the music show. I'm Ray Braselton, your host.
And I'm Nick Rita, co-host.
And glad to have you guys with us here. We got the Wingman group who have done several songs for us today, and it was quite exciting. And it's really a moving group. You guys have a lot of strength in you and a lot of sound.
Thank you very
so
much.
we appreciate it. And let's introduce ourselves again. Court, you want to start?
Sure, I'm Court Dunham, guitar and vocals.
Dan Dunham, drums and vocals.
Tony Cicerello, bass and vocals.
So that tells you right there. We got sound, vocals, and of course the bass and guitar and the drums is what every band needs. So, but you know, I guess we'll start with the email and then we'll get into the mailbag. Yeah. I'll never get that right. Our mailbag, which you can email.
You can email it, you can snail mail it, you can stop by.
You can, you
can yell it out, we might be able to hear you, I'm not sure.
Well, in fact, somebody did stop by for this one.
Oh, no.
But, and I believe this is a friend of somebody you know. But in any case, Tyler asked, I'll mention his name, I don't think it's Tyler Miles, I think is it Tyler Miles? Myers, I'm sorry. Tyler Myers. I'm sorry, Tyler. You can give me heck when next time you see me. But this goes right. I'm building a guitar, and what advice can you give me on pickups? And from what I understood, I didn't write down the name of the guitar, but from what I understood, it was a Randy Rhodes. So that might give us a bit of idea what, you know, we can give him an idea as to what he might want to use for something like that. So what you were saying something about that guitar is meant to have strong pickups.
Some strong pickups, something that's going to drive the input of your pedals or your input of your amplifier to distort and get a good singing sustain out of it. So like a little bit different than like the Gretsch that I have are fairly weak pickups, so it's more or less more of an airy sound. Right. Those would kind of give you some good distortion.
So we were saying that DiMarzio, I think, does make a Randy Rhoads pickup, but I would do some internet looking on the internet and see what's going on there too. They would be humbuckers, I believe.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
definitely.
Not single coils.
Yeah,
like the guitar that you had
right.
we showed earlier with the single coils.
Yeah, those are very weak.
What's just out of curiosity, having weak pickups isn't necessarily bad.
No.
What's the advantage of having weak pickups?
Weaker, you usually get a better tone of the string itself. You probably wouldn't be able to drive like an amp or so with it, but what it does, it has less magnetic pull on the string, so the string has a little bit more life to it, and a little bit more what they call air to it. And like the Stoneman guitar I have, which has the hotter Gibson pickups on it, sometimes has a tendency to deaden the string vibration because of the strong magnetic pull, but it's a little bit less of the pull. It lets the string vibrate a little bit better.
So the pickups that you were talking about for this Randy Rhoads guitar would be the pickups would be more sustainable, maybe more sustained,
and it's going to be
powerful.
something. Something's going to give you some drive, as opposed to you're not really looking for the tonality of the guitar itself. That your tone's going to come from your amps or whatever effects you're going to be using.
So what kind of manufactured companies make the? Could you tell
from
me?
The old days, DiMarzio made some of the hottest ones, and I don't know about EMG.
Yeah, the active.
The active EMGs.
That's with a lot of even now, like Gibson's using the Zakk Wylde models for the Les Pauls. They'll put the EMGs in there, which are active. They got battery powered. So, and those are they're epoxy filled, I guess, for lack of better. But what they say, they have the microphonic feedback when you're driving them loud.
I've heard some good things about Seymour Duncan too.
Yeah.
I've never seen them or used them, but I hear that they're pretty good. And the Ken Armstrong also. Yeah. Some pretty good.
Did you play some Duncans?
I had at one point. I've got some Bill Lawrence pickups in the Stratocaster, which are nice, but they're kind of a boutique kind of a thing. But they're good. But it's funny, the output was when we were trying it earlier. We saw that the output wasn't as strong as the Gretsch. But which is okay, because it kind of makes that guitar a little bit unique too. But so many different pickups.
And then the wood that's in the guitar also has as far as tone is concerned. So we'd want to duplicate whatever wood. A denser wood would give you more sustain. A lighter wood would be less sustain.
So all in all, what would we suggest to Tyler? Because he's going to be coming in the store and he's going to give me heck. I gotta have a good answer for him. So
the EMGs would probably be a real.
I think so.
Definitely do some research and see what exactly.
Just checking the internet.
And take a good look around, because there are a lot of good deals out there, and a lot of new stuff coming out constantly. But
well, Tyler, I hope that helped you. So I'll see you in a few days, I suppose. But look, if anybody has any questions, you don't know.
Address,
you don't have to just drop by the store. You can send it to our email, which is right there on your screen, and just write us, and we'll try between our groups and our.
We love getting these questions, don't we?
I just love it. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, but guys, a couple things that strike me. You're actually from Wellsville. And so you just moved over here in the past year or so.
Yeah.
And so you've got some contacts in Wellsville, and probably, I know you've been running down there for little gigs and stuff. That's a long ways to be trying to take a couple hours from now.
Yeah.
So, with the kind of music you do, I mean, there's got to be so many people around here would love your music. And that's one of the reasons we have the show, is to make sure that people are introduced to the good groups in the Rochester area.
It's really just breaking the ice right now. It's getting a name for ourselves up here. It's that first chance. You start a new band, you go, okay, who's going to give us our first gig?
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard, especially around this area.
Well, there's a lot of talent around here.
There's a lot of talent.
There's a lot of, I think a lot of places you play have also seen a lot of no talent, so they don't want to take a chance if they don't have something in their hand.
Well, this is certainly going to provide that for you. Another thing I just wanted to mention was that the name Wingman, I know you got that from a movie. Was it Top Gun, you said?
Yeah, that was kind of a, it's
part of it.
Don't tell us the whole story, but but it was like you said something about your Wingman is your.
Yeah, it was like somebody who was watching over.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we started, when it was just a process, like we said before. We started as an open mic, and we just start throwing songs out at each other, and if things weren't going exactly right, we didn't let the guy lay out there and die. We kind of, okay, you're in the wrong key, I'll come there and bring you back with me, and
we've all shouted,
kind of stuck.
All done the cue shouting, it's like, okay, it's an E. All right, it's an E. All right, now we're going to sing the wrong words now. Okay, we're going to try something.
That's the name. Wingman.
Yeah,
okay, got it.
All save each other when we need it.
Yeah, but drummers usually don't play in the right key.
That's true. Well, no, drummers, we're always in the wrong key. Luckily enough, I have a guitarist for a dad, and I can, I know when, I'm like, oh, no, it's an F, not an F sharp. So, come on, just,
But my next question happened to be, how do father and son work together in a band? I mean, does the father have to? Do you sometimes have to make you sit in the corner if you miss the wrong beat, or what?
Oh no. Basically, it comes down to it's pretty even between the two of us. We get kind of that grin. That's like, oh, you just messed up. Well, oops. What are you gonna do? Actually, we laugh it off, and sometimes we have had many a heated discussion about the gig and how nobody was dancing, and then we'll go on and on and on. But we're both usually coming from about the same place, and I think Tony included. I mean, we're all very much like-minded.
You guys do work like with one mind, but harmonize so beautifully. That's the one thing about your group that's so great is the harmony between the three of you. That's what's powerful about you guys. You're strong. You got powerful voices. You got good harmony.
Thank you very much.
And you sound like at least a 4 or 5 piece band, or more, like a 6-piece band, because a lot of bands of 6 pieces only have 2 or 3 harmonists, and so this is what and you guys do that rough music. I mean, I love that. It's not the kind that I was that familiar with. Actually, I'm more like Beatles. I'm a lot older than you guys.
I'm a big Beatles myself.
but it is unique about your band, and also who's this guy? Do you know a guy? Is it somebody, a manager or just a roadie, or who? His name Kurt Rowland? Who's this guy? Kurt Rowland.
He's been a friend of ours for about the last 10 years at least, and once we got up here, he kind of took us under his wing and started helping us out and getting the contacts.
Well, he's the right guy.
He's the right guy. So, and I know you've heard him play guitar. He's a monster. He's a monster guitar.
We got to do something special with him. Get him on. You guys back him up. We got to do that. Okay.
We could do that.
I was trying to give him the elbow. Hey, you should come out and play a gig. Hey, you should come out and do something with us. Yeah.
Well, I really guess at this point I want to thank you guys. Did you have anything? We gotta make sure we get your email and your website and all that stuff, because if you want a good band, these are the guys.
You want to look at it, what it is this time? Is
look it up, make sure you get it right.
I know it.
Let him say it.
It's Wingman at Cicerello.com. I don't know if you guys have it, that you can put it on the screen, but we have a MySpace page. Our URL is Wingman Rock and Roll. So you can check us out on MySpace. We don't have any recordings on there yet, but it'll give you our open dates, where we're playing if you want to come and check us out.
That'll be changing shortly. We should have some material up on the site. I got to get on there. I hardly ever get on my computer anymore.
Well, maybe you could put our show on there.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go.
It's kind of the plan at this point.
Well, we do have a lot of people who do that, and it's it really is helpful. And geez, I wish you a lot of luck with everything. It looks like I pretty much covered most everything with you. I think the best thing for everybody out there is to get a chance to get to the website, and maybe we'll have some of that up there for you in the next month or two or something. And but that great group, guys. I want to thank you for being with us, Kurt.
Thank you very much.
Kurt. Sorry,
everybody does that. Everybody does it.
And Dan, Dan the man.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Tony, so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Quart and half gallon.
Yeah.
Who are you, pint?
There we go.
Yeah. Well.
So thank you, everybody, for joining us on the music show, and we hope to see you on the next show coming up at your local station, cable, Time Warner cable station, soon. See you later.